requests that you have, anything that we should really know about you. Gary is being a good person and taking care of himself. He doesn't have a choice. And Cheryl is right there helping.
Katie, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I came to some learning. So in our process group, the thing that I keyed in on for myself that I wanted to increase my ability to do is to string the thread from one person to another, and how to do that without like just making that dry cut and starting. And two things came to me. The first is to the person that, for me, that previously spoke, is to say their name. And for I need little key phrases to get me started. So I appreciate, until it becomes really natural.
Yeah.
Because I just had that kind of thing. So I appreciate, or I honor, or that brought up in me, or something like that. But always say their name. That was the key thing. And that's kind of scary for me, because do I know their name? Do I get it right? Because my neurons are kind of not working quite well. I noticed that. But anyway, you get it wrong.
So those of you who were not in the first process group, we talked about this metaphor of, it's like you have a ball of string, and so you can have sort of things pop up like popcorn, or you can actually connect threads, and that's really what it is we're trying to do. I mean, it's a metaphorical connection of the matrix. It's the diagram. And so if you can think about that, and that was a discussion that we had, which is, how do I know I'm honoring the person who talked? And sort of imagine that you're pulling a thread from them, and it's coming from them, and now you're holding it. And then maybe you can then acknowledge that person, and then either pass it off, or the next person sort of helps draw the thread from you. So we were just talking metaphorically about how you can do that. So that's where Gina's techniques are coming from.
Yes. And then my other piece of learning was the very first putting together what did you call the first thing when you do the subgroups, and do you have an overall title for that?
Inclusion?
Yeah.
Connections?
Okay. So for some reason, I don't know, maybe I'm just a little slow, but I finally I get the three of those. And so the continuum is the most interesting to me, but so I get the polarity, like there, it seems to me there's three things. So you have subgroups, and that's the people that have things in common.
Right.
You bring that in. And then there's a line, or no, like a separation of almost reflecting polarities.
Okay.
Or there could be other too, but I see really the polarities. And then there's the continuum, the line of continuum. And this is my aha of learning, is that to have a continuum, there has to be, or at least in my idea, there has to be numbers somehow. And in what I'm also kind of hanging out with is math. It's like, how does math fit into this world? Because I don't get that at all. How do you get all these equations, I don't get that. But, so this is like part of my little elementary kindergarten thing of learning is continuum. The continuum has to have some kind of numbers involved, or like what we did with the distance, even though it wasn't specifically, okay, exactly how far, but there were numbers involved because there was distance, which is numbers. So,
Gina, I love the way that you are really trying to understand the material and make it a part of what's useful to you. That is quite something, how you're doing that. I wanna applaud. Can we applaud this? That is stunning, and keep doing it, because the more you can take anything through your own filters and make it make sense to you, the more this is not a waste of time. Right? So, it's beautiful.
thank you.
I just sense that maybe because you're challenged by numbers, you're trying to find another way to reframe it that can be useful.
Yes.
Not that I've got the answer, but Also with the continuum, sometimes we'll do an exercise with class or privilege, and it's less than.
Don't
a
give
grade.
away the secret, Shauna.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you were I'm finished. It's all about numbers.
Which is a little bit like classical privilege, right?
But you know how math people say that everything's an equation?
Yeah, I don't know many math people.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, is there anything else to report? People are good to go? Let us know if you know there are any physical responses, because it takes a couple of days for if you're going to get a response to the altitude. So if you feel funny, just let us know and we'll try to help you. So